Hey guys, Jason7 here doing another vlog, and this one is my initial response towards Gabrielle Giffords' resignation to Congress. My feeling and what have we learned since this incident had occurred not too long ago. First off, I want to say that I do not blame her for resigning. In fact, I was surprised she was actually still on. I thought she had resigned from Congress after the incident. Not because of any more scare tactics or any threats on life, it's because of health reasons. I'm glad that she's putting her health over the things she was doing in office. I hope she continues to make a recovery. The fact that she's up and about and smiling and talking is a miracle within itself. Like I said, she was target of a horrific attack over a crazed madman who caused the death of a lot of people, torn a lot of families apart, and she, of course, being one of those victims and a very courageous survivor herself, had went through a horrible ordeal and continues to go through this ordeal as she continues to recover. So my only thing about this, my only feeling is that I wish you guys speed, and I hope that you continued on your recovery. Now let's get on to something that has been bothering me since this incident happened. It has bothered me from some of the response from a couple people in Congress, a couple people in the higher ranks of politics, and that is the question of what have we learned from this horrific tragedy. Um, my opinion, we haven't learned anything. And why I say that is the people who talk mean and hateful things, spreading out fear and lies and rhetorics, how still doing it, and they're doing it more aggressively than ever, um, which is very clear they have not learned nothing. Now, many people in politics have said that what they talk about really shouldn't, that hasn't reflected on what this man was doing. He had already in his head he wanted to hurt this person, and basically it was his motivation, not their spewing out hateful things towards people or spreading fear about other people that caused this man to go on a killing rampage. Um, in some cases that is true, but in other cases it's not true. Because I'm like this: if you keep spreading hatred, if you keep, pounding the way that we need to come with our guns and say some hateful will things to the point where it's almost like threatening, or do things that can be said to be dangerous towards other people because you believe what they're doing is wrong, or because you believe they're the one that's tearing this country apart. Someone with no common sense is going to take you up on that and do something in the name of your cause. And what I'm trying to get here is we need to be more mindful of what we say, not only in the public eye, but around people in general. Um, and the perfect example is Sarah Payton, and I like to bring her up because she is just as much as a contributor to these rhetorics than anybody. He says a lot of things to wild up the crowd. She has followers who is just as worse as she is, and a lot of people, when that incident in Arizona happened, pointed immediately to the Tea Party as well as Sarah Payton because of how they continue to spur up negativity all across the United States. Whether you believe that's true or not, I'm going to leave that up to you guys to comment. But when a person says don't retreat, reload, and post guns in their websites and have people talking racial slurs all over the place, one may ask, what is their true motive and why? And that is one of the reasons why I don't support the Tea Party in one shape or form, because of the racial slurs that came out of their mouth and their constant disregard for history. Not too long ago, this was brought up by the Young Turks, I'm sorry, that a member of the Tea Party group wanted to rewrite history because they didn't want the founding fathers to be looked at bad men. because of their past with slavery and as well as of the civil rights movement, how much they affected it or affected it negatively during the course of history. I think that's ridiculous. I think that's absurd, and I think this is another way to attempt to erase history, to not tell what really happened. Um, Another thing about what I'm trying to say is, in this opinion here, is that you have Newt Gingrich calling President Obama a food stamp president, where not only is it insulting and it's definitely racist, there's no question about it, but the fact that he's constantly, him and his other Republican allies are constantly thinking that the welfare issue is just a black issue, and it's not. It's a major issue, it's an everyone issue, but just pointing fingers at one particular race, it definitely shows just how much you really feel about that one race, and you think everybody who's black is lazy, and it's not also not true at all. Another thing I find it funny is that they always trying to defend themselves saying they're not racist. And that you have, black friends all over the place. Hey, pal, I got news for you. When you start saying that, it also raises even more eyebrows. Just thought you know that. But more, more, more on that. I'm getting a little bit off track of the subject. The point what I'm trying to say is that all politicians need to seriously be careful what they say, because what they say do reflect on people's mood. Because keep in mind, a lot of these guys do this on purpose to rile up the crowd, to get negativity, and sometimes they do it to push away the real topics. I've been watching the debates. I've been watching them speak. I've been hearing the news interviews and everything. And despite all this anger towards Obama, despite all this anger towards each other, I have yet to hear how they're going to fix the problem in terms of creating jobs and balancing the budget. All I hear is we got to street the budget, we got to cut um, jobs, which, by the way, isn't helping the economy at all, and we got to not tax certain particular people, which namely the rich. So I haven't heard how they're gonna, what's their major plan in terms of job creation and keeping jobs in the state. So until I hear that, all they're doing is basically talking and bashing one another. That's not getting the job done. And how they're bashing it is very, very dangerous. That's how it is. But I'll leave it up to you guys to comment on it. If you guys agree, disagree, and if you guys have your own views on this, please let me know. But as far as I'm concerned, the politicians as well as the scientists whole need to do a better job in terms of watching what they say, as well as being aware of who they are wilding up and who they're trying to grab attention to. But again, I'm going to leave that up to you guys to decide. Until then, this is J77 signing off.